Hi, welcome back with Mr. Canada. We're looking at reverse percentages today. So a reverse percentage is used using an increase or decrease value and its percent change to find the original value. So a situation like this is you go to the store and something's on sale, I don't know, 50% off and it costs £150, right? You want to know what the original value of it was before so you could kind of go around and compare, right? How are we going to do this? Well, that's a reverse percentage. It's when you want to find the original, when you're not given it. You're given what it's become and the percentage to get there, but now we want to know, hey, let's go backwards the other way. So, how we do this is with what in little green. So it's the only time you actually do really division. Well, not only time, but the main time that you will do division for now. So you buy a car for £1,500, and so notice something. We have this O, an N, and an M again in our equation. So I want you to start. This is kind of a nice way to do science and maths that I find some people like. Start filling in. So you buy a car for £1,500 after a 20% tax. What was the price before? So the price before is what we're looking for, right? So I'm just going to put a question mark there. Uh, our n then is going to be 1,500, and I'm just getting rid of the units for now, just to make our lives a little bit easy. And our m, so it's after a 20% tax, right? So what was the price before tax? So that means that's an increase, right? So that means our multiplier is going to be 1.2. So how are we going to figure this out? We are going to go 1,500 divide by this 1.2. Whoops. And don't fret. Almost always, are going to give you these reverse percentages with a calculator. Very unlikely they would not. If not, it would be kind of easy numbers like 4 and 2 and divide that. So if you notice, originally the car was £1,250, and now after that, when they tax it and everything else, that tax that goes to the government gets that £250 for that vehicle. Okay, so here we have CDs are on sale for $5 when they are 15% off. So that means our N is 5. Our M, well, if it's 15% off sounds like decrease, so that's 100 minus 15, which is 85, which is 0.85 as our multiplier. Right, so what do they normally cost? So that's original. So we have O equals, or our N is 5. We're dividing by 0.85. That looks good because when you divide by something less than 1, our number gets bigger. Just like because we divide by something greater than 1, it gets smaller. So here, they would have cost 5.88 when they rounded off. Make sure you have your units of pounds. Dollars. My mistake. Keep an eye out for what they use. Every year that passes, rent increases 10% from the previous year. After 3 years, you are paying $900. What was your original rent the first year? So, how are we going to do this? So, we have N, O, and M. So, rent increases by 10%. So, that means this is going to be 1.1 for a multiplier. So after 3 years, we are paying 900. So this 900 is here. So we have an O, and we don't know what it is, right? And I'm going to call this O1. Just because we're going to have to do 900, find what it was that second year, and then go back, right? So let's go 900. And divide by 1.1. And then that gives you 818.18. And we'll call this year 2. So we got to go back one more year. So we have to take this and divide it by 1.1. Maybe I'll just actually put this underneath year 3, year 2. That'll make it a little bit more clear, I think. And so we just divide that answer. So keep it in your calculator, divide by 1.1, you get 743.80. So, kind of nasty to do that. However, well, what's the difference between these, right? So we could have done, our a t as well. And so the difference in years was 2, 3 minus 1, right? And so we could have done our O is equal to our N over our 1.1 and then to the power of 2. Right. So there you go. And just one thing to point out, that's assuming that the original rent was at the end of the first year. So starting at the second year, then that's when it increased. So, because that could be taken 2 different ways, whereas you could have it for 3 years, right, rather than 2. Just depends how it's worded.